Hey all, so this is War 3. We are up against F and G, and this is a pretty simple one. More Quicksilver, a little bit of Toad, and I brought House of X in case I ended up taking another fight, but I actually don't end up using him at all. I probably could have brought a synergy for one of these two. But Quicksilver, now at rank 5, continues to be just an absolute beast this season. I really do think there's a good chance I will use him every single war. Um, yeah, just completely shuts down ability power rate pretty much anywhere on the map with the help of these extra 5 withers. As you can see right there, the evade actually helps me more than I wish it would, bluntly. But I think it is an underrated piece of safety. It can save you on intercepts. It can also save you if you get parried. Just a really nice piece of utility overall. Now, this node, of course, has right back at it, and so pretty much anything we could do to ramp as far as specials go just wouldn't do anything, right? Because our debuffs are going to be purified immediately at the end. Pretty much the only way to cash out is what you're seeing right here. Build a decent amount of whiplash, throw a special 2 after a medium light medium to make sure that special 2 does have the whiplash detonate during it while the trauma is active. That's going to be your best source of damage without being able to hold on to the whiplash whenever you knock your opponent down. But given that that did a really good amount of damage, took us down to about half, and then the Fury let us do a little bit more just with basics. See right there, the evade saves me again. Really great piece of safety. We're just going to do exactly the same thing again. I forget, I think I used the striker here now that I have it. See there, it saves me again because I'm dumb. Let's see, we dex there. No, I just go straight for it. I don't even need the striker. Boop, there we go. Yeah, and I think probably because of how much damage the first one did, I realized I didn't need the striker, decided to cash it out anyway. So we move on to Nick Fury here. The goal, of course, is to try and line things up so that Toad has enough poison debuffs, not passives, on Nick when he goes into second life that we cancel it out. Of course, there is a decent chance that that won't happen perfectly because this is RNG dependent, and if it doesn't work out, well, then we're just going to have to find openings some other way, because we know that baiting Nick's heavies is probably not going to work for us. As you can see right there. Now, I will say that technically you can bait a couple heavies with Toad if you specifically go to the special 2 and try to apply the slow for a little bit, but because Ebb and Flow is going to purify it not too long after, and the special 2 also loses all of your prowess, I just personally don't really consider it worth it. You see that we're doing good damage here. I try and let him dash a little bit, but he's already at 8. I'm kind of worried about lining this up, except, boom, there they all go. The protection gets rid of them. And so I want to throw a special 1 here, but those passives are just ticking away too much. You see me just throw that into thin air. I panicked a little bit. I shouldn't have. I should have held it and then thrown it into the second life. We would have been fine. We're still fine, right? Because basically, as long as the special 1 itself isn't unblockable, we can use it to get openings like you're seeing me do here. We do a nice little backdraft while he's below a bar of power, and use the striker to close this out. Strikers definitely make it easier to deal with Nick's second life. Just that tiny little bit of control, if you pick the right spot to use it, is so good. Really nice to have them in war now. You also saw how I used the actual effect of the striker to give Toad access to more of his secretion regens to get more poisons. Yeah, he's just overall significantly better now with that Sinister Relic. We move on to this Rintrah. Rintrah is annoying, but Quicksilver handles him decently overall. I generally don't like doing this matchup in Battlegrounds unless I absolutely have to. You do have the slow, but as you can see here, all of those hits means the ruptures usually stack up pretty quick. Of course, you don't care about the ruptures when you have the decay tactic and they do 0 damage, because now you just have permanent healing. And so the good thing about Quicksilver versus Rintrah is that he gives you tons of openings for your heavy, so it's very easy to ramp towards terminal velocity. Not that you really need it, we just need to do a few more of those special 2s like that. Once we're in terminal velocity, we'll probably throw a special 1 as well to cash out. Things are just going to go really nicely, right? We've turned off every threat he has. If he triggers a power gain buff, it's going to be reversed. See, there we go. We throw a special 1 in terminal velocity. He doesn't go unstoppable because he's permanently slowed. His ruptures are just healing for us. Basically, what he's got left going for him is a large health pool and inequity because of all those ruptures on us. And so as long as we're patient, boom, there we go. Do get hit there, but again, these ruptures are just healing for us. We'll probably be back to yellow before we finish this. Did make a small mistake, but we're just going to throw a heavy here, knock him down again. I think I go for the special 2 here. Yeah. This isn't a lot of whiplash, but that doesn't matter. Combined with the trauma, we go ahead and close it out. Pretty simple fight, but we knew it was going to be. That Rintrah was definitely just there as a path split. The real threat along here was Jabari. And she is dangerous on this node. She can go unblockable and turn off decks, as we proved last season. It can be a very dangerous placement. Similar challenge here, even with the updated node. The good thing is that she no longer has the prowess power tactic. And so we can go back to my favorite counter to her, Toad, who gains a prowess every time she purifies or cleanses something, and therefore controls her Huntress charges, and even if she goes unblockable, doesn't care about her turning off decks, doesn't care about her going stun immune, and just generally does a great job of shutting her down. Really adore using Toad for Jabari. She will eventually turn on her abilities. You see her go unblockable there at the end, but he slows her down enough while doing so much damage because she's a skill champion that the fight's over nice and quick before there's any real danger. Moving on to America Chavez here, again on Bubble Shield. This is a significantly easier placement than the one that I died to, which, for the record, should still be a pretty safe placement. But yeah, those of y'all who saw that fight. But the thing here is that, kind of similar to Ebony Maw, as long as you have her special 2 decks comfortable enough so that you only ever block 1 hit in it rather than blocking the whole thing, you don't really have to worry about Bubble Shield. See here, that's going to be 1 charge. It goes from 4 to 5. We block 1 hit, decks out of the rest. That's what matters, right? Does barely any damage thanks to inequity from all of these debuffs on the opponent. We do a big chunk of damage there to cash out. Doesn't quite kill her, but like, you can see how safe this is. Even if she threw this special 2 here, we do the same block 1, decks out of it. We still wouldn't get to 10 charges, but we don't even do that because she refuses to throw specials, and Power Focus 2 actually helps us. Moving on to Miniboss Island here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this Mangog. I've already done this a couple times. It's just getting easier and easier, especially at rank 5. He shuts off almost everything about this node. The main thing that you want to do, in my opinion, is just make sure that you're dexing from time to time. Because the only way that this fight is going to get out of hand is if you are relying only on the smaller withers from the tactic. If you are adding in Quicksilver's personal ones and keeping them up to any real extent, then you are going to have enough power control not to shut Mangog down completely, not to completely avoid Aspect of Evolution being a problem, but to mitigate it enough that Quicksilver has time to ramp. And if Quicksilver has time to ramp, Mangog has no chance. And that's basically what we're doing here. You see we've shut down the power gain. I am going to back off, though, there, rather than try and throw the special 2, because I do want him to throw this. We can deal with the special 2, but let's not, right? Let's just not take that chance. We cash in here, medium, light, medium into special 2. Big chunk of damage. And now I feel like this fight is basically over. Like, I have enough withers, I've built up enough, I'm close enough to terminal velocity. I know that he's going to throw another special 1, but notice how we are even reversing his power gain from all of those dexes. I got him. And that's kind of the way that this Mangog fight goes with any of his best counters. You avoid one special 2, and you feel like you've just got it for the rest of it. And there we go. Cash out and done. Now, this war went very well overall. We had a single death in Battle Group 3, and it was just a brain fart, right? Overall, we only gave up 3 attack bonuses. Really strong showing. We were punching down a little bit in rosters, I will admit that, but just, yeah, really, really good way to close out the first week. We have gone 3-0. This was our best performance yet. Really happy with the group. We do have a couple dumb deaths that we can try and clean up going through the rest of the season, but this is exactly how we want to be approaching a new tactic and a new map, and I'm just really happy with how everyone is performing. Now, I will say, on a more personal note, you can expect my videos to slow down a bit this month. I will try and have both the Morbius Spotlight with context and the Iron Man Spotlight to catch up from last month ready to go and scheduled while I'm gone, but I'm about to go next week on 2 weeks of vacation, which will include both the Battle Realm Brawl and, on a personal note, my own wedding. And so I'm not planning on traveling with all of my YouTuber gear, bluntly. Probably will be way behind on war videos when I get back. But I'll see y'all then, and I will try and keep up with them as much as I can until I head out of town. But on that note, till the next one, thanks so much for watching, and take care.